one quick thing I want to add is about farm safety, and as I guess I do every year, but Darius and I have talked about this. Every time we have a half-century show, we meet some of the most interesting people and hear some of the most amazing stories from the folks who are gathered at Rantoul for that one-of-a-kind event. And there was a young man, I say young man, he explained to me he was almost 40 years old, and he had his family sitting on the cart there with him, and his dad was alongside. They were from Michigan, near Grand Rapids. And his dad said, "Tell Max your story." And he sort of sheepishly said, "Well, I'm a survivor. I should have died out in a field on a very cold December day just about 3 years ago." He was out spreading manure on their farm out there not far from Grand Rapids, and he got off to do something and slipped on some shucks in the field and fell against the PTO. It caught him. Have you ever seen those demonstrations where they have the straw dummy and they throw it against the PTO? The PTO took him around and around, threw him out into the field. Now, this was a cold December day. He said he had Carhartt coveralls on and Carhartt jackets. He was lying in that field after that accident with only a boot on. And he survived. He was awake. He was alert. He picked himself up, got over to the tractor, was able to get on the tractor, of all things, and was able to drive up to a road and flag down a motorist who went by first and then came back. But he gives a powerful testimony, as you can imagine, about farm safety and about his faith, because he said had it not been for God nudging him that day to just push him to get back on the tractor somehow, he wouldn't have survived. So it was again, one of these amazing stories that Darius and I hear every time the half century is held that he shared with me. I've got the man's phone number. I want to get in touch with him because with Farm Safety Week coming up in just a few days, it's good to keep it in the back of our mind that just a split second, something that you never possibly anticipated could happen, could change your life forever.